All right, and we're live. Hi everyone. I am Brittany, the Cosmic Lunar Soul, and I am here again with Priscilla from A Life Full of Simplicity. Hi, Priscilla.
Hi! I'm so
We
excited.
are doing the last half of our hashtag Standout 2022 decks.
Yep.
And our first half we did last month, and it was all tarot. This one is going to be Oracle with some honorable other divination mentions at the end.
Yeah.
So we're going to be talking about our top 7 Oracle decks that came into our collection, whether we bought them, were received, like gifted them, or whatever
Yeah.
in 2022, and then we'll do a follow-up of some just honorable mentions at the end.
Yeah. Also, hey, Steph.
Hi, Steph. Happy to have you. So if you, Steph, have hi from Italy.
Oh my
If
God.
you guys have
Hi.
some favorites, or if some of our favorites are your favorites, let us know in the comments.
Mhm.
And otherwise, let's go ahead and
Yeah.
get
Or just share
started.
your own favorites in the comments as
Exactly.
well.
All right,
So I
we're
guess
gonna
we'll start
work
with number
from
7.
7 to 1.
Yeah.
So 7 being our lowest of the ranking, all the way to our
Yeah.
first.
Yeah.
All right, why don't you get us started, Zell?
So this was really hard, mainly because I brought in like, oh my God, how many did I bring in? I brought in, I think, 36 Oracle decks. I think it was 36 or something like that, Oracle decks
Mm-hmm.
in 2022. And so many of them were my favorite. Like Oracle, I find tarot is easier to pick through because
Yes.
last year, like there were certain decks that I used more than all of them. So for me, last month was easy, but I used so many of my Oracle decks in 2022. So it was really, really hard. So at number 7, I decided to go with the Seed and Sickle. So this is what the box looks like. This is the Seed and Sickle. It's by Fez Inkwright and published by Liminal 11. It has 2 guidebooks in it. So
Ooh.
I love this deck so much. It is a plant deck and it is just gorgeous. I love Fez Inkwright's like art style. So this deck was like really up my alley. I received this deck for review from Liminal 11, so I did not purchase it. It was received. I got it last February. And I use it so much in 2022. I just love the artwork. The only downside is that there's no keywords on the cards, mainly
Mm-hmm.
because there's 2 guidebooks. So you can use this deck specifically for the purpose of projects. The first one is about projects and like goal orientation type of kind of things. And then the second guidebook is about more holistic types of reading. So like mental health related, like
Yeah.
not really health related, but mental well-being, like more
Right.
spiritual kind of aspect.
Like
So
mental
there's
and spiritual health.
exactly. So
Mm-hmm.
there's like keywords in both of them. So I do dive in depending on what kind of reading I'm doing. I do dive in quite a bit into the quick reading guide in the beginning, which has all the keywords for
Oh,
each
that's
card.
nice.
So they are different. The keywords are different depending on the reading that you're doing for each. And I love this deck because they separate it into suits of seasons. So
Oh,
you
I
can
love that.
you can work with this deck seasonally, which I really love. And I think I'm going to do that. I didn't start this time like this season, but I think I'm going to
Yeah.
start when the next season starts. And just work with the cards from that specific season.
Oh, that's a fun idea.
Yeah, and I think it would be fun, but I love the art style, and I'm really excited for Fez's new deck that's coming out this year, which is the oh god, what's it called? The Citadel.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
I pre-ordered that.
the Citadel is their new deck that's coming out this year, and I love their art style, so I'm
I'm very
really
excited about that because that does have keywords on it.
yes, it does. For that reason also there's keywords on on the cards themselves, which is really awesome, and only one guidebook, which is great. So, and
Yes.
the shape is fun too. So
I
that
love the
one is
shape.
number 7 for
So
me, which is the Seed and Sickle. In case someone
for
wants to go
me,
again.
my number 7 is the pocket version of the Cosmovisions Oracle by James R. Eads. This is still indie, so you have to get it from his website. I don't have the big version, but I do enjoy this. I traveled with this for a little bit, and the box is really cool. Nice metal tin and lined with like some sort of
Ooh, that's nice.
velveteen fabric. It's like a
Mm.
black hole on camera, but it's really, really nice. Protects the cards really well. I listed it as 7 because these also don't have, these are the only cards that I selected that don't have keywords. So you can see on here but I like it because it follows so closely to his tarot that it's kind of fine, right? I kind of get an idea for the most part. It feels more like having a renamed tarot deck than it does an oracle deck. But
Okay.
it has the same like lovely artwork. If you're familiar with James R.E., that same like very brush strokish, very swirly and flowy art style. And then the backs of the cards are really cool. It has that nice just eye focus that you see in all of his decks. They are quite tiny. You can see
I
my
love that
hands
though.
look huge, which is very rare for that to happen. I do kind of wish that the little guidebook or whatever thing that comes with it was not a fold out, because I feel like it's more likely over time to fall apart. I'm just kind of like thinking ahead. So this is basically just a full pull out sheet. And I know why they do it, because it's travel. So theoretically, if you can get it flat, you can turn it into like this cool tarot cloth.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. So
okay.
it has everything laid out here. It's obviously not going to be as detailed as the full deck. It's just, it gives 3 or 4 words of for the keywords, and then each column is broken up into the different suits. So there are 4 suits similar to tarot, and there's also 21 like majors similar to tarot.
I find like a little pamphlet like that is fine for Oracle, mainly because Oracle is so intuitive compared to tarot a lot of the time. So like
Yeah.
I find like with Oracle, you could really just do your own thing. You wouldn't even need keywords, especially if you're like, especially with that kind of artwork, because that artwork, like so much is happening, like there's so many details. So you can
Yeah.
really go anywhere with the card at any point.
And that's true. I'm trying to be a little more free flow, but I'm very
Yeah.
left brain, very math and structured oriented. So it does not come naturally to me. So I always appreciate when there's either keywords on the card, something for me to go off of, or just a guidebook that I feel, or a little pamphlet or something that I feel like will hold up to the test of time. But we'll see. We'll see when we get there.
Yeah.
All right, on to number 6.
Yeah, so number 6 is going to be the Herbal Astrology Oracle. This is by Adriana Ayales and artwork by Josephine Clerks. This is published by Hay House.
Oh.
And this came out last year in October or November, something like that. And it's just a deck that's based on herbs and like plants and things like that, but ties in astrology. I don't know if you can see because of lighting, but there's astrology symbols up here. So they associate them with the planets, and then the planet symbols are up here. So you can like see which, if you know astrology symbols, you'll know which planets are associated. Like for this one, for example, this mushroom card is associated with Neptune, Pluto, and Mercury.
That is really cool.
Yeah, I love the artwork. The artwork is amazing.
I do too.
And
I've seen you use it, and it's really lovely. I've just never added it to my list of things to get.
And then the backs are like this. Oh, I love the backs.
Oh, I love the backs of those.
Me too. Yeah,
and they are like this vintage journal, like plant journal kind of feel.
Yeah, and they are reversible. So if you wanted to use reversals with Oracle, you could.
That's good to know.
I personally don't, but
Me neither.
It's really interesting. The guidebook is really good. It goes into detail about every single plant and like the sort of like brief history of everything. So it gives you some really interesting information, in my opinion. And It has a keyword on it, so it has the name of the plant and a keyword at the bottom. And you can also tie into the imagery as well, because there's a lot of things happening in the imagery as well that you can use in your reading. But I do love the fact that it ties into the planets. So if you're into astrology, you can tie into the planets with the keyword as well if you wanted to. But if you're not into astrology, you could just use the keyword in your reading. You don't even need to use the planets that are associated with the card. So you can literally do whatever, which is really nice because the symbols are non-invasive. Like they're just small at the
Yeah,
top.
they kind
So
of just blend in. So if you don't want to use them, it's not like so garish and yeah.
exactly. So I really love this deck, and I've been using it quite a bit. I'm actually using it currently this month for
Yeah,
my
I've been
weekly pulls.
noticing. I
Yeah,
really like it.
and look at the this reminds me of Leo. And I think it's associated with the sun, and I believe the sun
That makes
is
sense.
is the planetary ruler of Leo. So
Yeah, it
we have
gives
the
me like
lion, but
strength
I love
vibes.
it. And the colors are really like they're not bright, and I like that. So I've been pairing this with quite a few different things. Like for example, it pairs nicely with the Cats Rule the Earth tarot because
Oh
the
yeah,
banners are literally the same color. So it pairs
yes.
amazing.
I was in my
And
head. I was like, this looks so like it looks like it would match up so well.
yeah, it actually does. I featured it in my Cats Rule the Earth unboxing in the pairing section, and it's great. And then I feel like also I tried pairing it with the Gentle Tarot, and I feel like it does a good job with that as well. But it's just I don't know. I love this deck so much, so that's why it's number 6 in my
Let's
overall.
let's see. For me, my number 6 is actually the Queen of the Moon Oracle by
Oh
Stacey
yes,
DeMarco.
I have that
It's
deck. But I bought mine in 2021, so
Oh, okay, that makes
yeah.
sense. This is a rock pool deck. It's only 44 cards, so it's actually a nice compact oracle. It has enough cards without being like too much sometimes to handle.
Yeah.
Um, if you're familiar with like rock pool or really any mainstream mass market deck, the guidebook is pretty standard. It has a great amount of information. I do like that it's fully like colored all throughout, so you can kind of just use the book on its own if you want to do it like bibliomancy style. And then the cards are really cool. So I have 3 moon decks technically. And this kind of matches, I feel like this would pair really well or complement really well my Spirit de la Lune deck, which unfortunately I got in 2021, so it could not make the list. But so normally I don't like that weird CGI-ness of it, but I like how the moon phases, some of them are upside down. I like how the moon phases are like, if I were to put this in order, they would be in order. And so like for instance, this card is the waning crescent 4, and then like the waning crescent 5 would be a little bit smaller, and then it would go into like the new moon. And I think that was really thoughtful to do, because that was actually something when I was doing my flip through, I was like, I don't know, are they or did they account for that? And they did, so that's really awesome. I of course like the correlation with the moon. I do a lot of like moon magic, and I really love moon decks, so it makes a lot of sense for me to bring this into my collection, so I can kind of get over the like annoying CGI-ness of the art style. And I feel like this and the next few are default enough that they can pair well with a lot of things that are already in my collection. So I tend to use them a lot. I will say the only downside, which is why this one is lower in the next 2 that you'll see, is how shiny it is. And just as a YouTuber, it's hard. That's really the only downside. But most people, I think, if you're not doing like lives or unboxings or video anything, nobody will really care because it's not a bad gloss at all.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm the same. I don't really I don't really like the glossiness of that deck because
Yeah.
it's like it's not even like it's not like their current gloss. Like I feel like that deck is pretty older, so I feel
Yeah.
like their cardstock has changed since that deck came out a bit in terms of the glossy cardstock.
Mhm.
But I love that deck very much, and I love the fact that it goes through an entire moon cycle, and then
Yeah.
also still has the moons for the months. So you have the moons for the
Yes.
month as well, and then you have some like random cards. So I really love
Mhm.
that as well.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
what's
really like that too, which is why I am fine with it being glossy because I really like everything else about it. So
yeah,
it's kind of like, you can't have everything.
yeah. Also, hi Julia.
Hi, Julia. So I wanted to highlight Julia's comment because we were talking about James R. Eads in for my previous pick,
Hmm.
and I've seen this uh often as well that people find his decks hard to read.
Hmm.
And I think it's because there's so much going on art wise, but
Yeah,
I really like them. I kind of like them for that.
yeah. And then her other comment about not having a decent guidebook is a bit of a deal breaker. Yeah, I guess it really depends on the type of deck itself. And like with Oracle, I feel like there's a lot of Oracle decks that a guidebook is not very necessary.
Yeah.
It's not like tarot. Like tarot, like I prefer to have a good guidebook. But
Hmm.
if the deck is like just an RWS clone, like who cares? The guidebook is not even necessary. But I feel with Oracle, it really depends on what's going on in the Oracle,
Yes.
versus whether it's like needed to have a good guidebook or not. I have a few Oracle decks that I like never use the guidebook for because I feel like the imagery itself and the words on the card is like enough to just read with. So yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know.
I,
I get it. Really depends on the deck. I think for
yeah.
me
It's too
personally.
variable for me to say one way or another.
Yeah,
It definitely depends. All right.
yeah.
Number 5.
Number 5. So number 5, I chose the Wild Unknown
Mm.
Alchemy Oracle. Of course, I had to put at least one Kim Kranz deck
I
into my
knew
top. Like,
I knew it was going to make an appearance. I just did not know which order. I fully expect this.
though I did get 2 decks of hers in 2022. So I got this one, and then she put out the small version, which I think you can see behind me, the mini spirit animal or
Hmm.
animal spirit rather
Yep.
oracle, the pocket version. But I felt like this is more new, so it needed to like that's whatever everyone knows that deck, so it doesn't need to be in my top. Though I do love that deck.
You're
I
like, I
love
don't
all
need
their
to
decks,
point out the
so
obvious here.
but yes, I needed to have at least one Kim Kranz deck. And I worked with this a bit in 2022, and this deck definitely needs study. You need to study this deck. It's not a deck that you can just use as an oracle and that's it and that's all and call it a day.
Yeah.
Because it's really based on like alchemical process, alchemical symbology, and that's like a big subject
It is. It's
to
a
like know, right?
yeah. People
Like if
spend
you're
years learning it.
exactly. But her guidebook is fantastic. So
Oh,
I
her
will say
guidebooks
that
are
if
awesome.
you did want to um learn and pick this up, her guidebooks are amazing. I love her guidebooks so much. So you have like a black and white picture of the card, and then standard system with all her decks. All her decks are pretty much laid out like this. Well, her oracles anyway are laid out in this process
Yeah.
where you have some keywords underneath the title, a blurb of the card itself. You have a go deeper message, which means it gives you an activity to
Oh,
actually do to learn more about the card. So
I
in
love
this
that.
case, it's Jupiter, and it says, watch the movie Almost Famous. So you'll get to know more about this card by watching this particular movie. Then it gives you something to ponder, and then on the sides you have some more information to read about on the both sides of the
Yeah.
blurb, which is really interesting. So I love this. I love this guidebook very much.
I do
Like very
think
much.
her guidebooks are like really on point. She puts a lot of thought and effort
Yeah.
into them. I love the
And
shape of these cards.
yeah, the shape is great, and I love that they're big, so they're easy to handle. You can shuffle them really easily by just holding on the sides.
Yeah.
So shuffling is no problem. I know a lot of people have a problem with the her archetypes deck. I actually have no problem
The
shuffling that
round one?
because yeah, I actually have no problem shuffling that because
I don't.
it's large. They're large round
Yeah,
cards, so I feel like you have a easy time with them. But these ones are really easy to shuffle because they have actual flat sides.
exactly.
So yes, and I love her. Oh my god, I love her artwork so much. So do I. I love I love her work. I'm so sad that this is it. This was the final deck. I don't know if
Mm.
she just decided, okay, I'm not gonna do decks anymore, or if she's like, this is the end of the Wild Unknown series, and
I
I'm gonna
hope
make a
it's
new series. I'm
I hope
hoping that
it's
she makes
that.
more decks, but
I hope it's that, not the first thing.
she did say that this would be her final deck for the Wild Unknown, but she didn't really elaborate more. She also has a game coming out. She announced that she has
Oh,
like a board game coming out that she created,
in
which
in like connection to this or just something else she's completely
no,
doing?
well, it has her artwork in it, but I don't
Nice.
know.
Yeah.
I don't think it's connected to Wild
Oh, stop
Unknown, but
that.
her artwork is in it. But yeah, I think you can get it on Amazon or from her website or something. But
Oh, okay.
yeah, it looks interesting. I don't really play a lot of board games, so I probably wouldn't pick that up, but if she puts out more decks, I'm definitely would buy them, obviously. So yeah, that's that, and then the backs are just a blue and black.
I love the backs. There's just so like it's like staring into the void. I love that.
So yes. So what's your number 5?
My number 5 is so I'm going through like it's funny. I'm going through the center of my list is all mass market stuff. And they're all similar to each other. So this is the Shaman's Dream. This is
Oh
by
yeah, Shaman's Dream.
Alberto Villaldo
Yeah,
and
Volado, yeah.
yeah, and Colette Baron Reed. This is a Hay House deck, so it's mass market. You can get these on Amazon or during one of Hay House's, millions of sales that they have.
Oh my god, get it on their sale. It becomes like so cheap.
Yeah, I think I
That
got this
one.
for like $10, maybe
Yeah,
10 or
yes.
$12.
I have that too. I have that deck also, but I got it again in 2021.
So the guidebook, this deck is actually really beefy too. It's 64 cards, so it's a great deal. You get a lot of cards,
Yeah.
and the guidebook is a standard like Hay House guidebook. Nothing crazy, easy to navigate, easy to use. Has the classic name of the card, sort of like some keywords or key phrases, and then goes into just an explanation of the card.
Yeah.
But look at the backs of these cards. They are so cool in person. Like I wish my camera could pick it up. It kind of reminds me of like like a vault or something that you unlock
Yeah.
using some sort of magic. I just love it. There are elements in here. So it still has a CGI-ness that I didn't think I would really like, but I do like it, and it pairs well with the ecosystem that I've created with the Queen of the Moon and the next one that I have. I like the just overall span of everything. There's like a lot going on here, so you can use this for a huge range of
Hmm.
readings. I like to use these in connection with my other two when doing like pick a cards, or if I just don't really know what I want to do a reading on, if I just kind of want to get a general
Yeah.
energy for things, or just like a focus for the day, even because there's so much going on and they're quite lovely, even though, like, I mean, some of it is nightmare fuel. Like, if you look at this, I mean, it's a little bit of nightmare fuel, but it's really thoughtful. And yeah, I don't. Pretty. It's middle of the road. That's why it's kind of in the middle of the pack.
Yeah.
But look at the entire deck. Like, look how thick that is.
Yeah.
Quite a chunky monkey.
Yeah, I have that deck also, and I do like it. I have both their decks. So they did actually 2 decks together, a collaboration, Colette Baron Reed and Alberto Villado. And I like both. I prefer the other one. Their mystical, what is it? Shamans. What the hell is it called? Shamans. I have it here somewhere in back of me. Mystical Shaman Oracle.
Oh, yeah.
This is their other one that they have together. I also bought this in 2021, or maybe it was 2020. I don't even know. I prefer this one over that one in terms of like art style.
Yeah.
Like the art style is different, but the backs are also pretty.
Yeah, they are.
Pretty
That's kind
nice.
of what made me almost get that one.
They actually have a mini version coming out of this year, like a pocket edition. Yeah, Hay House is getting into the pocket edition game, people.
Yeah.
So be prepared. They have so many pocket decks coming out this year. But yes, they are making this into a pocket deck. I believe you can pre-order it currently. I know it's on Book Depository, but I don't know if it's on Amazon yet. But it should be on Amazon soon.
Yeah.
Yes, pocket decks, people, pocket decks. So yes. Ooh, okay, let's catch up on what's going on. You haven't used it in a while. You should use it, Alana. Yeah, I have both of them. I haven't used them in a while either. It's okay. And then, what do we have here? Yeah, since when? This year.
Yeah, 2023 is the year of pocket decks.
It is. Light Seers is coming out in pocket in a tin too.
I know. I cannot believe I literally held out getting Light Seers, and I bought it right before they announced they're making one in pocket edition in a tin. And I'm like, come on.
I plan to have both. Yeah. But yes, I love it. What was Robin? Okay, Robin has another comment. I love this one so much. Useful deck. The other one too. Never used it. Oh yeah, I've used both. I feel like the Shaman's Dream is quicker to read in my opinion because of the what's on the card.
Yeah, I agree.
Mystical Shaman, I feel like you need to put a little bit more work.
And I think that's what drew me to the Shaman Stream over the other one. I felt like it'd be easier to use in videos and
yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So sometimes I tend to buy things for their practicality in regard to my YouTube side. So if it can tread both sides of that world, like, you know, be useful to me, but also be easy to read live or whatever, then I tend to
practicality
lean towards that versus something else.
That's a good choice too. Okay, so
number 4.
So I chose the Golden Light Oracle.
Ooh.
This is by Aniel Reed, and it is illustrated by Cindy Monroy. I kept calling her Monroe in my videos, and then realized like later that her last name is actually.
It's okay. I pronounced the entire deck for the entirety of a flip through. So.
Oh yeah, whatever. No one corrected me though. Like I'm sure people could have just corrected. I would have been cool either way. But anyway, it's Monroy. This is indie. So this is independently published. This was sent to me for the purposes of review, but I absolutely love this deck so much. She sent me 3 of her decks, of the 3 that are currently out.
Oh, that's
this one's my absolute favorite though, out of the 3.
Yeah.
So these are the backs.
I love the back.
And yeah, I love the art style of this. It's not for everyone, but I do love it.
Definitely not my favorite.
And Robin, to answer your question, just by my own research for my upcoming releases videos. So I do a lot of research and write down all the decks coming out, and I have to keep an entire list. So yeah, I found out that way that they were.
Are you gonna do Are you gonna put all the pocket editions coming out in your next upcoming release video?
No, I'll do it as I do the
Oh,
different videos because I
okay.
do them monthly. So whenever one comes up,
Okay.
that's when I'll talk about it. But yeah, I try to put all of them I find into my list. That way I know that they're coming out during a certain given month, so I could talk about them for that specific month. Yes,
Okay.
Latin love. Yes, Alana, Latin love. It's the same art style, because it's the same artist. And I love this art style very much. Latin Love is only coming out at the end of the year, though. So
End of 2023?
yeah,
This
it's
year?
coming out
Oh.
in December. That's her
Oof.
fourth deck that she's releasing. They already did the Kickstarter for it, and then it's releasing at the end of this year. But I love it. I love the art style. I love the keywords. The keywords are really simple, and I find they fit well with the imagery. So, like, I feel like the imagery is easy to read with the keyword. Though the guidebook
Mhm.
is fantastic. It actually is divided into several different options that have how you can read the card. So you can read the card through a divination. There's keywords, then there's a divination message. There's hold on, let me see. Divination message. There's a blockage message. There's a reverse message, so you can read
Ooh,
these with reversals if you wanted to.
that's nice.
There's an action message, and then there's affirmations.
I
So
love the action.
you get a lot with each card, which I really love. And yes, Anielle is very nice. I actually, we talk all the time, and I share a lot of her things on Instagram. Like, she does a lot of posts and things, and she does readings and things on her Instagram, and I do share a lot, so we talk all the time. But yes, I love this deck so much, and I have been using it. It's amazing, and it pairs well with the Good Karma Tarot, and then another Oracle deck that I have, which is just an affirmation deck, or a
Mhm.
self-care deck rather. It's the self-care wisdom cards. The also pairs well.
Mhm.
So yeah, I love it. Very modern. Look at this modern
Oh, I
action,
like that card.
non-action card. But yes, I love it. I love it so much, and it is great. Also, there's edging on this deck, which is pretty
Ooh,
nice.
gorgeous.
I wasn't expecting it because the other two don't have edging. And the cards is linen cardstock, and I love
Oh,
linen cardstock because it shuffles and fans like a dream.
I don't own any decks that have linen cardstock.
Oh, you gotta get on that.
I'm I'm literally thinking about it. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, it's
That's
so
crazy. I
great.
don't know how I've missed out on that somehow.
Yeah. Well, not a lot of I find like not a lot of publishers use linen.
Yeah.
Like Clarkson and Potter have a few decks that have linen, and then their last two decks that they put out, which was the Pasta Tarot and the Phantom Wise.
Mhm.
I think they claim that it's linen, but it doesn't feel like linen. I don't know what kind of cardstock
That's
it is. It is so strange. And the Game of Thrones that you have is not linen. It is
no.
the
The
newer
version I have
edition.
is actually not linen, unfortunately. So I've
Yeah,
still missed the boat on that as well.
yeah, yeah. Because only the older Game of Thrones is linen. Then they
Yeah.
republished it, and it
Yeah.
was on a different cardstock. So
If
now
I
you
can
can
get my
only
hands on that
whatever.
though, I will. I don't know how I'm gonna do it.
You probably have to pay out of price printing probably for it.
Probably. I
Um,
would though. Honestly, the Game of Thrones deck is probably my one of I mean, we did this whole video, but like it's up there in terms of being my favorite. So
you
I
would
would probably do it.
Okay, because usually out of price, like out of print pricing is like I can go crazy, like it can go nuts.
Well,
Like you
yeah,
could
I
be
guess it
spending
depends
hundreds
within
of
reason.
dollars for that. I don't know, but you could try and like buy and sell groups and see like in
Yeah.
search of linen Game of Thrones
Yeah.
version edition or whatever and see if someone has it and is willing to sell it and see what they're asking for it, but
I'll have to check it out. All right. My
it's
number
I love Robin. I love Robin's answer to you would worth it's not worth it.
Oh, sad face. The hunt continues to find a linen deck that Brittany will actually like then. So my number, what are we, 4? My
4,
number
yeah, number
4
4.
is the Sacred Forest Oracle by
Oh, I love that
Denise
deck so
Lynn.
much.
I really love this. Again, has that like gross CGI stuff that I've somehow just been able to look past it for the past 3 decks, or past 2, including this one. But so I have a special place in my heart for Pegasuses, because
Whatever.
that was my high school mascot.
Oh, okay.
I went to a performing arts school that had like 3 sports teams, so we were literally the school of Pegasus, I guess.
Oh, okay.
But this is another Hay House deck. So mass market, again, you can get these on sale all the time. I think this was part of my $10 like haul that I did with the other
Yeah.
2 decks, or the other deck. I like this because of its like earthy mythical nature. This is the deck that I like originally wanted, and then I tagged on Shaman Stream and something else to get free shipping.
Okay.
So this is the one that I really wanted, but I love how they all pair together. So I just love the earthiness, and it I feel like it's a good deck to use when you're trying to work on like grounding, or just kind of like reclaiming your energy, that kind of thing, and just
For
feeling
sure.
more close with nature, if that's like your goal right now. But it also has that sorry, my cat is like wilding out. It also has that really cool mythical aspect as well. So it's really fun to make that correlation between the mythical creatures that are showing up. I mean, they're not all like mythical. And let me see if I can find one. Like sometimes they look like regular people, and you can like think like, oh, maybe those are wings, or maybe it's just a blur, in the background. So
Yeah.
I really enjoy this deck. I think it's easy to read with because same setup. The name of the card, the keyword is on there. The pictures kind of give you like a vibe or a tone or a feeling, so you don't really have to rely on the guidebook.
No.
But even then, the guidebook is a classic Hay House book, very easy to read, very easy to reference, and
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really a solid middle of the pack for my favorites.
Yeah, I love that deck. I got it in 2021. So it was my favorite from 2021 because I did talk about it in my top
Yeah,
favorites that I
as it
did
should
for
be.
my channel. But yeah, I love that deck so much, and I pair it actually with the Orion's Animal Tarot.
Oh, yeah. Is it
Yeah.
Orion or Orion?
I don't know. Everyone pronounces it Orion, so I don't know.
Really?
I
In
think
my
so.
head, I've always been saying Orion.
I have no idea. Don't even.
I mean, considering my track
Every time
record.
I've watched a walkthrough of it, everyone says Orion, so I'm just like, okay, okay. So that's what I call it. I don't know. If it's wrong, oh well. No
I
one's
mean,
corrected me, so.
knowing my track record, it's probably me that's wrong.
Whatever, it doesn't even matter. But yeah, I
No.
love that Oracle deck very much. I am a big fan of Denise Lynn, who's the author and creator of that deck. She's also the artist, and I have her other deck as well, which is Sacred Destiny, and I love that deck as well. So
I considered that. I think that I just didn't get it because I was limiting how many I was purchasing and had to make a decision.
Yeah.
But it wasn't for any like.
That one is more, I find, more naturey and more. Is there people in it? I don't think there's people in it, so it's more naturey in my opinion. But I love that deck, and I pair it with the Herb Crafter's Tarot.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Like white border. I feel like they go really well together. So yeah, and I got that one in 2020, so I have some.
Yep, doesn't count
from the years. No, it doesn't. It doesn't count now.
No.
But just generally speaking, it's still a favorite of mine.
All right,
We're in the top 3. Number 3. Okay, so for number 3, I chose When My Soul Whispered Oracle deck. This is by Melissa Salvaggio, artwork by Jess O'Connor. This is published by US Games.
I love the
Yes.
box.
It's a mini deck. I love it because it's easy to travel with, super mini size. It has very nice backs. I love
I
the back.
love that. It's so cute.
The gold gilding though.
Ooh.
And it's glittery. The gilding is glittery, so I do get glitter sometimes on my hands, but yes,
Oh.
glitter. It's watercolor.
Oh.
So I do love it. So there's just an image in the center and then a keyword at the bottom.
Not my favorite.
I love it because of the white space. I feel like this deck pairs with a lot of different decks that I have. So I use it a lot. Actually, I used it a lot in 2022.
Yeah.
And the guidebook is fantastic. So the guidebook is it gives you the keywords, both like upright, reversed, for the cards. So you can use reversals if you wanted to use this. It also tells you so the creator wrote in the guidebook why they chose the specific image or symbol that they have on the card.
I love when
which
they
is
do
great
that.
because I actually love when creators do that
Yes.
as well. And you have like a bunch of other things. Everything is associated with chakra. So there's a chakra association.
Oh.
There's affirmation that you can say. There's a quote for each card, blurb for each card. And then that's it. Yeah. So it gives you a quote, a blurb, upright reverse keywords, an affirmation, chakra association, and then the raison d'être, which means like why they chose the specific
animal
symbol or whatever's going on in the card, why they chose that specific symbol. But yeah, I love it. I love the minimalist feel of it. It reminds me of the Silo Thompson
deck. Thompson deck. I was gonna say that.
Thanks. The Line Strider and the I have one of her oracle
botanical
decks,
oracle
decks. Yeah, the Hedge Witch.
Oh, Hedge Witch, yes.
Yeah, Hedge Witch botanical. So yeah, I do love this. We have a unicorn here.
Aw.
Unicorn. And there's also chakra cards specifically as well.
Oh, okay.
You have all the cards and then you have actual chakra cards. So this one is a chakra card.
Oh,
and
I see.
This one too.
I
think this one is the throat chakra. Truth.
I don't know anything about chakras.
Neither do I. Like I know like the basics, but not too much. But I love the artwork and I love the watercolor. I love watercolor type of decks. So I love using this. I pair it sometimes with the white sage. Lana just said it.
Great minds.
Yeah, I pair it with the white sage and also the other oracle deck that I have by them, which I didn't include, but I got it in 2022, is the Feather Messenger, Divine Feather Messenger Oracle, which is also by US Games, just by different people. And that's also watercolor, so I usually pair those together, like those three decks. I really love them. So, yeah.
My number 3 is the Everyday Witch by Deborah Blake.
I have that too.
My last mass market deck on the list. This is by Llewellyn. So these are like jumbo oracle size.
Yeah.
They're huge. So like just look at the box with my hands, right? And then the cards with my hands. So, you know, these are quite large, but it pairs well with one of my favorite tarot decks. Exactly. Is this on your list?
No, I bought this in 2021. I believe.
I thought so because I knew you had it a while.
But I have it here at the bottom with the tarot, so I was just easily accessible. So I just grabbed it.
I love it because cats. It pairs well with my Everyday Witch, which I love to pieces.
Cats.
Again, I wish they weren't so shiny. I know that's just like a Llewellyn thing.
That's Llewellyn. It'll always be a Llewellyn thing.
These are nice and slidey. Cats. They move around well, and the colors are just so vibrant. How is this like? Is this one upside down? I know. Look at all the cats, and then like you can never have too many cats.
Oh my god, this one doesn't have a cat. It has a dog.
Rude.
Cats.
I love it though. I mean, it pairs. Obviously, it's made to pair with the Everyday Witch, so it pairs
Yeah, that's what I
beautifully.
use it with.
I almost never break the pairing with those two. I almost always just solely pair them together.
No cat in this one. It's a bird.
Ah, gross.
Ooh, two cats in this one.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's no cat in that one, but there are. But yeah, I really I think this is like one of the first Oracle decks that I got that were actually a pair before, because I didn't have the James R. Eads Cosmovisions until more recently than that.
Yeah.
So this was the first time I've ever gotten a deck that was made to go with a tarot deck. And I just really loved how they play well together. I wish they had more cards though. Like it's kind of, I think it's only
36. It's 36.
36. Okay. Yeah, it's only 36. So I wish they had more, but I guess a girl can dream. Shouldn't be greedy. Oh,
yeah.
40.
What?
40
is it 40?
Mm-hmm.
Or is it 36?
Mine says 40 on the side. Includes
oh yeah, 40. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why did I think it was 36? But anyway,
I think they're so big. They just feel so like there aren't many cards there.
40 is okay. I'm okay with 40 cards. It's usually 36.
It's a good amount. I just love them so much, and I want more.
True. Look at the kitties.
I know. Like witches and cats. It's literally someone was just like, "Oh, I should make this deck for Brittany."
My God, I need to use this deck. I haven't used this deck in forever. I need to use this deck.
I know. I haven't pulled it out lately because I bought so much last year. So I've been trying to do a rotation, but I love it.
Yeah, I love it too. And also what is it? Zilich Tarot? Is that how you pronounce that? It's on my wish list. I need to get it. But it's Thoth, and I'm not there yet.
Oh yeah. I don't think I will ever really be in the Thoth or Marseille.
Yeah, Marseille. Oh no, I'm
not a fan. I've never really.
Squid Cake Marseille Tarot is coming out in March. I need to get that, so I will be learning Marseille. I will be learning Marseille.
I'm gonna look that up. So
it's an indie deck that was picked up by Rockpool Mass Market, and it's gonna be mini. I'm so excited. I love my mini decks.
Oh, wait, what's it called?
Squid Cake Marseille Tarot.
Oh, Squid Cake.
Yeah, it's really cute. You won't like it. I love it, but you won't like it. You're gonna be like, no, this is not my style. Fart.
Oh, I'm already seeing that I will not like it.
Yeah, exactly. It kind of gives me like what's that show? Like Adventure Time kind of vibes.
Yes, and I do not like that show.
So there you go. I know.
Oh.
Don't worry, I kind of know you already.
Yes, you're already like, you won't like it. And then I look it up and I'm like, oh, I don't like this.
And then when you say you do like something, I'm like, wait, what?
I know, you're like, is the sky falling?
Apocalypse. There's an apocalypse happening.
All right, let's go on to number 2.
Number 2. Yes. Okay, so number 2, I picked my Woodland Wardens. This is by Jessica Rue and is published by Andrews McMeel Publishing. I love this deck so much. So it is animal based with plants, and if we know me, I love animals and I love plants.
So it's perfect.
So this is like 2 in 1. But the animals in here are specifically foresty kind of animals. So any kind of forest vibes, like swamp forest or like some, I don't know, mountain forest or whatever. There's like animals from like different. So we have a trash panda here. We have a raccoon.
Oh yeah, I remember this deck now. Yeah.
And then we have an elk.
Mm-hmm.
With a hare.
You gravitate a lot to animal decks.
I do. Quail. We have the good old squirrel, little rat, little fluffy rat.
City rat.
We have a boar.
Is that a boar?
Yeah, it's a boar. Oh wait, my first deck and the one I learned with was Wild Unknown. Yes, me too.
That was my second deck.
That was my first tarot, but I didn't actually start. I bought a deck that I thought was tarot, but it was actually Oracle originally when I originally started back
Oh.
in 2014. But yeah, we have a skunk, we have a duck. I love her art style. I have her book on flowers, so her
Mhm.
florography book. And
Mm.
when I heard she was coming out with an Oracle deck, I was like, yes, please. Thank you. And I ordered it off of Chapters Indigo, so which is our bookstore here. It's if
Yes.
you're in the US, it's kind of like Barnes and Nobles, but
Mhm.
Canadian. Oh, this is Canadian. Um, and it was set to release. I pre-ordered it. It was set to release in April of last year, and I ended up getting like I don't know a few weeks early, so I actually got to play with it earlier than
Nice.
it was
Oh,
releasing
that.
because the bookstore I guess already had stock, and they were like, let's just send out the stock stock when it's not even time to send out stock. But
I like how you had a cat and then a forbidden cat.
oh yes.
In that
But,
order.
oh yeah, I had the bobcat and then the possum.
Yes.
Oh my god, this animal. It's so funny looking. I love the turtle. I love turtles.
Yeah. I like
And then
turtles.
we have an otter. I love otters so much.
Aw.
Yeah, they're so cute. And then we have some bugs. So we have a bee,
Mm.
we have a dragonfly.
Oh.
We even have an eel, which was interesting. So we have a lot of
Oh.
fish in here, which
Yeah.
is really interesting. I actually really love that because there are like streams and stuff, and I feel like some of these they can be in freshwater or they might migrate from ocean to fresh, like salmon, for example. And there is
Yeah.
salmon. There
I
is
was
a
gonna say,
salmon
I
part
feel like,
here.
there's like the cliche fish that are like koi and salmon. They're I feel like those are represented in
Oh
a
no,
lot of
we have
places.
trout. Sorry, we have
Oh
trout
my
also.
gosh, trout and eels? That's so weird.
Yeah, but these are they usually come to freshwater, also. I feel like they come to freshwater just like salmon do to, have babies, and then
Mate.
they go back to the ocean, like to mate and stuff,
Do
and then
salmon
they
go in
lay eggs.
oceans? I don't know anything about fish.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure salmon I watched a documentary once, I think it was salmon. They come from the ocean, migrate to freshwater, and then or someone I don't know, someone correct me, I don't know. I'm pretty sure I watched a documentary on some kind of fish where they did that, but now I'm second
Oh,
guessing myself,
okay,
I
yeah,
don't
you're right. And
know.
apparently the word for being both fresh and saltwater is anadromous.
There's
I
a
don't know
word
if
for that? Okay. Okay,
I
science people. Thank you. I guess like I wouldn't even know those kind of things anyway. Um,
So it's funny you say that because earlier in the video we were talking about how well written her books are for her
yeah.
decks, and that's really what draws us into all of her decks.
Yeah. Also her artwork. For me it's her artwork also, but
Well,
yes. And
that too.
I have the pocket edition and the full size. The full size is here.
Yeah.
But
Hmm.
yes. But yes, I love it so much. There's even a goat. And then what else is strange? I found strange and I was like, "Well, how is this?" There was a little like I don't know if it's like it's in like the alligator family. Hold on, let me find
Crocodile?
it. No, this one. Cayman? Cayman?
I don't know what
Uh,
that is.
Cayman. I think it's part of like the crocodile or alligator family. But I
Oh,
think you find them specifically in like swamps and things, I'm guessing.
that's where I think of alligators. So,
Yeah, so I think this is part of that family. And then there was also an antelope, and I thought these lived in like like a safari type of landscape or what's that?
Sahara?
Sahara, that's it.
Yeah.
Thank you. No, is it Sahara? No, I'm thinking of like the African plains. Would that
Isn't
be
that where
considered a forest? Like that was interesting.
um
Cayman an island. Yes, Cayman is an island, but we're talking about the animal, which is Caiman. So yeah, you're not wrong. It is an island, but I don't know if they have specifically those. Is that on that island? I don't know. I would have to Google because I have some animals I don't know. I'm just like, oh, an animal. Then we have this lizard, which looks so cute. It has a blue tail. This is funny.
Oh, yes. It's a salamander, a type of salamander, right?
I think so. It just says lizard, but it doesn't say what
Oh.
kind. I don't know if it says in the guidebook. I would have to look. Let me see what the guidebook says for that caiman and then the... But I really like this deck. It has a keyword and then it goes into more meanings. You have upright reversed in here as well, which is pretty interesting. Where in the world is the caiman? Here, wait, antelope? Antelope. Where do these things live? Does it say?
I looked it up. There's some in North America, some in Africa.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
I didn't know that they were in North America. I thought they were just in Africa. That's interesting. We also have a snail card.
Yeah, the ones in North America look a lot like gazelle, I think. So people often mix them up based off of literally my 5 seconds of Googling. I do not claim to be a Nat Geo like professional.
Oh, neither do I. I'm just trying to find the caiman card. Here we go. Yeah, alligator-like reptile. So I'm assuming it's from that family. It doesn't say where exactly it's from. I would have to see. Let's see. Caiman animal. Here. It's a type of reptile. Where do these reside? Oh, they reside in South America. In Mexico, Central and South America. Yeah, okay. They are from marshes and swamps, which makes sense because you can have forests there and they migrate to mangrove rivers and lakes. Okay, so I wasn't wrong. I wasn't wrong.
Just didn't know where they were because I'd never heard of them before.
Neither. When I saw that, I was like, I don't know what this is.
Yeah.
So yeah, but that was my number 2. I love this deck very much and used it a lot in 2022.
Oh yeah, I guess we should have known that we do have antelope because it's part of this song.
Wait, what? What song? I don't know. I'm not American, so.
Oh, I don't know the name of it. I just know the tune.
Oh.
I don't know.
Okay.
It's funny, though. She says that she just reads all the cards the same, and my issue is like usually Thoth and Marseille decks are like ugly. So that's why I don't like them. That's really all it is. I just like Marseille tends to be pip decks, and I hate that. And then Thoth usually has like weird like religious-y and a lot of astrology references that I don't care for. So I
find that Thoth also has different keywords. Like they have a few differences from RWS. But yeah, you can read any deck the way you want. Like you can read all decks as RWS. Like there's no issue with that. Like I do that sometimes too. But yeah, I just want to learn this. I just want to learn the system and learn the differences between the two. But yes.
So my number 2 is The Endless Oracle by Eric Mail. I'm sorry if I pronounced your name wrong, Eric. This was a Kickstarter. I believe that he does have this deck on his website to purchase. This is a really cool deck. So this is the guidebook. It's not in the box. It's its own little thing. But I'm gonna open it up because I want to make sure I say this word right. It's if you have the Prismavisions by James R. Eads, it's that similar concept of building like a panoramic image.
I love that.
Apparently, that is called Miriorama. I'd never heard that before, but this is really cool because like he even creates spreads. So there's a classic, past, present, future, but because it's supposed to build like an image on top of each other, he also suggests doing a present, a near future, and a distant future to show more like chronological things that are happening.
Mhm.
And then like there's like, for example, a panorama spread, where you're just looking at the big picture. You're not really designating any like placements for the cards. You're just
Yeah.
looking at it as a cohesive image. And then we have the adventure spread. So it's like each position is correlated to like people in a story. So there's like the herald, the hero, the sidekick, the challenger, and you see how they all relate to each other. And I just think that's so cool. I really love the thought and energy that went into that concept.
Yeah.
I've just never seen that. Like I said, the closest I saw that was with James R. Eads decks.
Yeah.
Um,
I feel like that spread that you just mentioned, the adventure spread, I feel like that would be good for story writing also.
yes, it mentions that it helps to like he was saying if you're a writer, it could help like create stories, and he was saying you can even use it as a game.
Oh,
There's
that's
a little
fun.
more detail in there in with that regard that I obviously haven't done yet, so I can't remember it off the top of my head.
Mhm.
But he also has this crossroads spread. It's similar to he has two in here that are very similar. There's a bridge spread and a crossroads spread. And
Mhm.
it's basically you have a card in the middle and then you build out from there. So with the bridge spread, it's more like how do you bridge from one end to the other versus a crossroad? It's like deciding what you need to do. What is one crossroad versus the other road going to lead to?
Yeah.
Um, and then, of course, pairing it with tarot is super similar. You know, you kind of have, say, you do a 3 card reading, you can just associate a tarot card for, there we go, for each one.
Mhm.
Um, and that way you can build a more in-depth reading that way. And I mean, the way that he laid this out was really thoughtful. Is It was just something I never really considered. And I think, especially because I mentioned uh, in the beginning that I'm a little left brain, it's really hard for me to be just purely intuitive. I like
Yeah.
guidebooks, I like the structure. So this deck is based off of being very much more intuitive.
Mhm.
The layout includes like the name of the card. It has like 2 main keywords and then dives a little deeper with more in-depth keywords. Goes into a little bit of a blurb. And then it says like in the sky, which can either be the astrological association. It could be sometimes just let me see if I can find an example.
Mhm.
Like sometimes it'll say Aquarius, sometimes it'll say new moon. Um, this
So
one
it could
is
be
like,
associated with moon phases or
it could
the
be
astrological.
anything. It just has to do with the sky. So that way it's just another layer of things that you can add on to. There are creative notes, so it's like almost a behind the scenes and what thought went into the card and just like final words. So let me show you the cards. I'll just kind of pull out some real quick so I can show you what I mean by painting the picture, right?
Yeah.
So you can create like this panorama of cards here and you can read them and see how they are interacting with each other. It's hard
Mhm.
to it's hard to hold up all the cards on camera, but
Yeah.
I like how the thought went into doing them. It has a very blue and black kind of theme with
Mhm.
pops of colors in some of the cards. A lot of times the colors are like usually pink. Um, there are very few greens in here as well, and then one card that has like a rainbow aspect to it. But you can
I
see
love
that
that.
it's very much, I think, and I think when you kind of have darker cards, it can be very much more reflective, easier to do like shadow work with, and you can see here some of the pops of color in there. Very muted, and while I like a lot of imagery, sometimes that can be a little distracting. So it's my challenge to be more intuitive. The cards are really, really simple. They're really lightweight, but perfectly sized too. I think they're more tarot size, I guess. These are more
Yeah, those are not
regular
Oracle
deck
standard.
size. Yeah. So yeah, these I love these, and the creator is super nice. He's on YouTube and Instagram, and loves to see when people are interacting with his cards, and
Yeah.
generally is just really friendly and will comment on your stuff. So if you're not following him, go check out his stuff, see some behind the scenes. Really cool. Okay, catching up on the chat real quick.
Yeah. Me too.
This is interesting. I've never heard of like.
Neither have I.
Considering like masculine versus feminine across the different systems. A lot of it is because I don't know Thoth and I don't know Marseille, so I can't have an opinion on that.
Yeah.
But that is a cool thought, and I'd be curious still as you learn the other systems, what you think. Kind of come back.
Sure.
Oh, and that's so cool. So Dap was saying that they read playing cards in the same way. I don't do cartomancy. You know, I do tarot and oracle and stuff, but I don't use playing cards. So I didn't know that was that was an option.
Yeah, you can do a lot with playing cards, but I feel like traditionally cartomancy has its own does its own thing from tarot, but you can read the minor association with playing cards.
I think from my understanding is it takes like elements from it, but it took elements to form its own thing, really.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, just from what I've read, that's how I interpret it. But again, I don't do it, so it's hard for me. I would never try to explain it to someone.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So she was saying that the feminine masculine thing is just her own conclusion, which is
okay.
Cool. It would be an interesting discussion.
True.
So his name is Eric Mael. I'll see if I can find his Instagram, and I'll put it in the chat. But while we are waiting for me to do that, let's go on to the number one.
Did you want to guess what my number one is?
I think we have the same number one. Do we have the same?
Do you want to guess?
Is it this? Yes, I knew it.
You better believe it. Of course, I wasn't going to not put this in my.
I was just like, it has to be, because it didn't pop up. I was like, no, I know this is on the list.
Yeah, so this is the Earth, Moon, and Shadow Oracle. So this is by Serafina Yashimesa, and the artwork is by Kat Amzo. And obviously, this is published by Serafina's company, which is Ruin Vervain, obviously. So, yes, I love. So this was actually a gift. Okay, it was a gift from Brittany. So she got a extra copy by mistake, and the creator was like, "Keep it. You don't need to send it back to me," which was super nice of her, to be honest. So she sent it to me as a gift, and I've been loving every moment with it. Honestly, I got this actually just in time for my birthday last year, which was super fun, and I've been using it. I use it for shadow work, obviously, since that's what it's intended for. So I use it for that purpose, and I love the artwork. Like, her artwork is amazing. Like, Kat's artwork is amazing, and I am excited because they are actually working on a tarot deck to go with this. Apparently, the Kickstarter will be next year. They did announce that on her Instagram page, Ruin Vervain, and so yeah, this is limited edition. So I don't know if it's still in stock. Is it still in stock? Can you still get it on her website? I know you can still get, I think, the bundle, the box bundle, which is 150 or 155 USD or something like that, but it comes with a bunch of different things.
I know, Apollo. All of that is happening.
But the individual deck, I don't know if it's still...
It's $72. It's a little pricey, but
yeah,
it's so nice.
But yeah, so they do have a tarot deck coming out. I think they said that they're not sure if they're going to re-release this during the Kickstarter or have it as another printing or do another printing, because this is limited edition. So if
Mhm.
you do want this, I would definitely say to
Get it while you
um,
can.
get it while you can. Yeah. But I do love the artwork. The artwork is beautiful. They do have another Kickstarter coming, the same creator and artist, Wisdom of the Pooh Tarot, which is coming this week actually. It's coming out this week. The
Mhm.
Kickstarter, it'll be on starting on the 22nd at 2 p.m. 2:22 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So, yes,
So
I am excited.
222 on yes, 222. Okay, I like
Yeah,
that.
220. Yeah, 22. I know.
Love
I was
that.
like, "Oh my god, that's so fun."
I
And
just
also, and Robin, to answer your question, it's not published by Inside Editions in Europe. It's actually published by Titan Books in Europe. So that's why it's out now. Inside Editions is putting it out in North America. I think that's a distributor for them in Europe. That's why it's out early, because people do things differently in
mhm.
North America versus Europe. Sometimes Europe gets things way earlier than us, and
Yeah.
Australia too. So if you want anything from Rockpool, for example, Rockpool is based in Australia. Everything comes out in Australia first, and then it goes to Europe, and then it comes to North America. So there's a bunch of decks out from Rockpool that are coming out this year for us, but they're already out in Australia. You can already get them in Australia. So yes, I understand, but you're just gonna have to wait. Wait for it, I guess. March 14. But it's fully illustrated if you wanted to know that. I know that people are annoyed with inside editions because it's mostly mix or pip or whatever, but this deck is fully illustrated. That I already know. I already knew that before it came out anyway, because someone contacted the artist and confirm with the artists themselves that it was going to be fully illustrated. But yes, back to this deck. I do love this deck very much. It is amazing. It reads amazingly.
Yeah.
There's keywords on the card, so I don't always use the guidebook. Sometimes I do. Sometimes I don't. If I want more in depth, want to go more in depth with it, I do look to the guidebook. But a lot of the time, I just use the keywords that are on the cards. But I love the card. Like, this one is one of my faves, I think. The
Ooh.
Spring Rain.
Yeah, let me find my favorite card.
I like, it looks so chaotic and stormy and whatnot, but the fact that the butterfly is coming out of its cocoon, like it's starting to emerge, like that just beautiful. Like the symbolicness of the card itself
Symbolicness.
is is so nice. Like, I love it so much. And the keywords are cleansing, renewal, and metamorphosis, which is
I love that. So
beautiful.
what I really like about this deck,
Yes. Tell
let me
me. Tell me
my
everything.
these are the two cards that made me immediately kickstart this deck.
Yeah, and I remember when you showed this and you
Yes.
kickstarted, I was shocked when you said that you liked this, because
You
I
were
didn't
very
think,
shocked.
yeah, because I didn't think it was like your usual style. Like, this for me is like my style of
Yeah.
deck. But I was like shocked when you showed this in the divination chat and was like, yeah, I'm kickstarting this, and I was like, wait,
You're
you
like,
are?
who is she and what has she done with Brittany?
I know.
um
But yes.
I really like this deck because, and it's not even about just the like inclusivity and the diversity of it. I like
Yeah.
the thoughtfulness of tackling shadow work with this deck.
Me too.
And there are some exercises in here that kind of help get you started. Like, there's a part in here that talks about identifying trigger cards and transformation cards. And I really
Yeah.
think that's a cool exercise because as you go through shadow work, you can almost use it as a benchmark to say, like, you go through mindfully and maybe every few months pick out new trigger or transformation cards and see how they compare. And I don't know, I really thought that was so thoughtful. So I mean, I kickstarted this because it's beautiful. I love the diversity. I love the just the imagery of it. But then to have that as like the extra bonus when I was going through the guidebook, I was like, wow, I really, really love this.
Yeah.
Um, and she even includes like these spread cards. So I
Yeah.
like, let me see.
I've done, I
Um,
think, one of them. I haven't
I,
done all of them.
I really like the working with difficult shadows one.
And I kept my little wax
You
seal.
really kept it.
I kept it. I kept it, and I keep it in the box with your sticker that, which I didn't even know was your sticker. I'm like, oh, a sticker, and you told me it was yours. I was like, oh, thanks.
Oh yeah, I just threw it in there.
Yeah, I keep them in the box at all times. Yeah, I love the shadow revealed one,
I think that's the
and
one you did, right?
yeah, that's the one I did in my video because
Yeah,
it
that's
was the
what I thought.
shortest one, and I was like, I didn't want to be here like forever. Like the videos were, I think, an
That
hour
makes
long.
sense.
So
That makes
yeah,
sense.
this one, and then I haven't done I haven't done these yet, but I do want to do the working with difficult shadows. I think that would be interesting.
Yeah, I think that one stands out to me. Um,
But I do love that she included these because I love when people include these because it's so fun. Like, as I said, the keywords are on the cards. So like if you don't want to take, like, if you're traveling, this deck is like pretty small in my opinion. It's not standard Oracle. It's smaller than tarot.
yes,
So I feel like if you didn't want to take the book because the book is separate from this
yes,
box, you
it does
can't put it in the box. You
not
can,
fit in the box.
yeah, so you can just use the keywords on the cards and then you have the spreads available to you to be able to do them, which is really useful in my opinion.
I really so I also really like this deck because it pairs really well with um before I kickstarted the Meraki Tarot, I felt like it paired really well with Light Seers, which was already something that
Yes,
I was
that's what I
planning
pair
on
it with.
getting. But then after I kickstarted Meraki, my God, Meraki. After I kickstarted that, it's so similar to Light Seers. It's just Light Seers is very people based, but Meraki is
Yeah.
very people and animal and nature based. So there's a broader mixture, but still kind of has that same exact vibe. So it pairs so well with two new decks that I just got. So it's just like, oh, this is amazing.
Though I'm thinking now, if we're talking about pairings, I'm thinking like this will pair well with the Unfolding Path Tarot. So for those of you who don't know, Hay House did pick up the Unfolding Path Tarot, so
Oh, I
it
just
will
looked
be
that
coming out mass market in August. It's available for pre-order, I believe, in Europe now, but North America, I don't think, not yet. Anyway, well, not on Amazon Canada. It's not there yet. So we're just
up.
gonna have to wait a bit longer. But yes, I think it would pair nice with this deck, in my opinion.
I also think what would pair well with the Unfolding Path Tarot is, and it's not on my list because I got it in 2023,
Mhm.
is the Dreamscape Oracle. I think that
Oh
would pair
yeah.
really well with the Unfolding Path Tarot.
Yeah, maybe. I feel like the art styles would probably clash, maybe. I don't know.
They may. I'd be curious to see how they go because of that same like white border that they have.
Yeah.
Whereas like
Wait,
the vibrant
is
colors.
the Dreamscape white bordered? I thought it was like a cream, like an
Um
off-white. I thought it was like an off-white or a cream color.
I guess it maybe not dark white, but it's
I would like to see the pairing and see
oh
how it goes. I
yeah,
feel like maybe it could work. It could
yeah.
work.
I think it and it has those like weird borders where they're not just solid, it's the border of the picture.
Yeah.
So it kind of has that same feel. So I'd be
Yeah.
curious to see how they pair together.
Definitely
Um
possible. Definitely possible.
yeah, it would be fun to try and see though, but I
Yeah,
think that
definitely.
it would be
Well,
fun to test this out with with that as well.
Plenty of time
Oh yeah.
until it comes out. It comes out in August.
Yeah.
Apparently, the pre-order for it currently in Europe is really low. So if you are in the UK, definitely pre-order it because the price is like apparently really good. Like really good. Like in one of the communities that I'm a part of on Discord, another YouTuber, Tarot with Ruby, I'm part of her Discord community also. She
Oh.
posted that it's on the Dutch Amazon now, and the Dutch Amazon is like, it's like 11 whatever Dutch currency they use. I don't know what the currency is in Dutch, but yeah, it's like 11 whatever euros or whatever it is. And I was like, wow, that's cheap. So definitely get on that if you want it for a good deal. And then don't worry, I don't have them either. The
Sorry.
first one I can get, but it's like $30 something. But I
It's a
don't
little
know if I
pricey.
want. I don't know if I want to spend that much on that. And then if I want to get the other two from Amazon.com, it's like $90 for the 2 decks Canadian.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, do I really want to spend $90 for these 2 decks? Not really. Not really. So yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Okay, so I mentioned in the beginning that we're going to do some honorable mentions of non-oracle, non-tarot, other divination things.
Yeah.
This is a little bit outside of just 2022, but we're kind of opening that up into things that we've really enjoyed in 2022.
Yeah.
So, what are some of your first honorable mention?
So I actually wanted to talk about 2 rune sets. These were actually gifts. So a friend of mine made these for me. Her name is Anna. I wish she would have a store. I would like promote the shit out of her store.
I know,
honestly, but no, she doesn't have one, unfortunately. She does this as a hobby. And she sent me a rune set previously. I do have them. Just they're like they're not resin, they're like made out of clay. So when I use them, the paint kind of chips, and I didn't want the paint to come off because she made them in black and then in gold. So those they just have them for like aesthetic purposes.
Yes.
I don't actually like use them for throwing or anything like that. But then she made me a resin set, which I absolutely love. These are my witch's runes. I use the crap out of these in 2022, and I love them so much. These are waves. Or no, this is flight. Sorry, this is flight, and then this is the blank one. And I just love this, man. And I love them so much. People say that they're more charms than runes. Whatever, it doesn't really matter to me. I just use them, and that's it. That's all. But they're so cute. They're like a clear kind of base, and then there's green and like purple, and then she included flowers in the bottom. And the colors are like my aesthetic because I love green and I love purple and I love flowers. So they're so cute. And then she made me also a rune set to go with this, a little mini rune set. These are the traditional Elder Futhark kind of runes. But if I can like get this back in here without dropping all the runes on the floor. And she made me the bags to put them in.
Yeah, she's really so talented.
Yeah, she is. I absolutely love everything that she does. And she made me like a little matching bag, little mini bag for the little runes. And the runes are like the opposite. So they're green. And then purple. And then she still put the flowers at the bottom, which is so cute. And I love them so much. They're so small.
They are.
They're so cute. I love them so much.
I'd be terrified of like losing them.
Well, I don't plan to travel with them, so I think it's okay. I just use them at home, but
that makes
yes, I love it. Oh, here's the blank one. Oh, and there's glitter in both of these. She included glitter because I love glitter. So yes, I got these last year. She sent them to me last year, during the summertime. Oh, my stream stuck to me. And yeah, they're so cute. I really love them. So yes, they're so adorable. There's like so much things going on, and I've been learning Elder Futhark.
Mm-hmm.
So we've been having a good time learning that. So yeah, ooh,
So
what's this? Absolutely love Cartomancer, Poker, deck set, Clarity, and Shadow. No idea. This is a playing card set.
I guess I'm not sure. Oh, it's a poker deck. Poker. So yes, it's a specific kind of playing card. Poker sets are a little. They look like playing cards at first glance, but the cards that are in the deck are specific to poker.
Oh, okay.
No, wait. Did I make that up? I'm thinking of peanut.
I have no idea.
I think I made that up. So since you showed off your runes, you showed me yours, I'll show you mine.
Yes.
I'm gonna switch over to my overhead. I have these cool witches runes that I got in my witches moon box, I believe. And they are like wooden discs. And I really like them. I keep them in this like little satin bag that also I don't know. I collect satin bags. I just don't throw them away.
That's okay. They need to be used for something.
Exactly. So I have been neglecting my work with witches runes, but I enjoy using these in my picket cards as sort of like overarching kind of just energy or like a focus, something to focus on. I really, I mean, they're not as awesome as having someone make them, but I do really enjoy the witches runes. I'll probably in a few years maybe teach learn about the Elder Futhark runes, but I'm just so lazy. I don't want to learn that many runes.
Well, you have the deck from
James R. Reed's Green Glyphs.
Yeah. So you can learn it through that.
I think that's really what I'll do. It's a matter of whether I'll continue to be lazy or not.
Yeah. And Julia agrees with your pairing suggestion between the Dreamscape and the Unfolding Path.
Oh, yeah. See, thank you. I knew somebody would believe in me.
I need to like see it.
You need to see it. Yeah.
I need to see it to see if it would pair well. Like I'm like, okay, like maybe we'll see.
They do not have a nice. They don't have any smell at all. It's funny you say that because it looked like it was like cedar or something. Like, oh, I bet these smell amazing, and they don't smell like anything. Unfortunately. Missed opportunity.
Seriously, they should like imagine if they used real wood.
Well, I think the real wood. The problem is, I think they're so sealed to keep from getting like messed up because these are obviously mass produced.
Yeah.
So I think whatever they seal them with completely masks whatever wood scent they would have had.
Oh, that's nah. Yeah. And thank you, Julia. Euros. So it was 11 euros. That like when Tarot with Ruby, she put a link and for her Netherlands Amazon, and it was 11 euros, and I was like 11 euros for 78. Like wow. That's a good price in Europe, in my opinion. So I'm wondering how much is going to be in the US. I'm wondering how much is going to be in Canada for the Unfolding Path, to be honest with you. I'm hoping not more than $20. We shall see.
Yeah.
Because remember, Canada, the price is always more expensive. Canada and Australia, the prices are almost always more expensive than Europe and the US. And typically Europe, the price is lower than the US. And then the US is a little bit, just a touch, like maybe $1 or $2 higher than Europe, if you're buying it right away. But yeah, if you're buying it at the Hay House sale, then yeah, you could probably get it for real cheap. But I don't buy from the Hay House sale because I live in Canada and I never feel like it's really worth the taxes that I need to pay when it comes into my country, because I have to pay additional taxes for anything that comes from the US if I buy something, that is. So no, thank you. So yes, but if you live in the US, the Hay House sale is definitely worth it, in my opinion. Definitely worth it.
All right. You have another.
Yeah, I have one
honorable
more.
mention? Okay. I have
One
two
more.
more.
So, Lenormand. So I started learning Lenormand last year. And I bought, this was the first Lenormand deck that I bought. It's the cute little Lenormand.
Yes. I remember when
And
you got
the cards come in the back here and they stay in this pouch. And I was really annoyed by that. So I put it in this really random mesh bag that I had. Because they're mini, so they fit in this bag. So I like this deck primarily, not really the colors or the aesthetic or anything. It's minimalist, honestly,
Yeah.
of it. I prefer my Dreaming Way Lenormand, but I got that this year, so I couldn't include it. And whatever, it's very minimalist, it's very cutesy, obviously. It's called the Cute Little Lenormand.
Yeah.
I love this garden card, so cute. But what I really loved about it was the book. That's primarily the reason why I got it, is because of the book. Look, it's like this thick book. You can learn so much about every single card. So when you open it, it has all the cards and it
Oh, I
has
love
all the
that.
keywords. All the
Yeah.
keywords. And then you go into the book and it gives you information in the beginning about Lenormand, getting to know the cards and things like that. It gives you activities to do.
Oh,
So you're learning
that.
throughout. So you get to learn and do activities throughout. It's like a full study, in
Yeah.
my opinion. And then you go into the card meanings and it gives you all the necessary information for, the card itself.
Yeah.
You have that it's associated with the playing card, which playing card it's associated with, the planets associated with, the zodiac, the feeling, and the
Oh.
pacing. So if it's fast, slow, things like that.
Oh, I
Unpredictable,
love
things like
that.
Then you
Okay.
have the key themes, which are just the main key phrases that are associated with the card. You have an overview. You have reading the writer, which is a section on how to read. And then you have sister cards, positive combinations, and negative combinations. Because the meaning of the card changes depending on its surrounding cards. That's how Lenormand works. So you have like the different combinations here, and then you have questions to answer about the specific card, which is great. So it does that for every card. And then you go into, after that, after the meanings, you go into actual spreads and learning how to read the cards. So it gives you all the information on vignettes and tableaus, which is what the spreads are called in Lenormand. And I love that because it tells you how to read different combinations and how to do all that and things like that. 3-card spreads, which are a 3-card vignette. There's a 2-card vignette. It gives you different, again, activities for you to do. Then you have like the bigger spreads, which are like the 9-card tableau. And it gives you examples also on how to read it. So it'll give you an example and it'll give you like the different combination keywords that you have here. Like for example, this 9 card, and it tells you for each row what it means for each row.
Book seems amazing.
Yeah, it's really good. I've been really enjoying reading in this. And then you have like mini tableau, I think it's called. And then you have the grand tableau. No, petit tableau, which is the mini tableau. And then you have the grand tableau, which is a full deck of cards. All 30, I think it's 36. Yeah, all 36 cards in one spread. I haven't tried that. I've only done the 9-card tableau. That's like the most I've done, which is
it sounds
enough,
intimidating.
Yes. But I like this because it's kind of like tarot, where each card has its own meaning. And the
Yeah.
meaning doesn't change from deck to deck, though with tarot it can change depending on imagery and things like that.
Mhm.
But this literally, the meaning does not change from deck to deck. Rider is a rider, a ring is a ring
Yeah.
is a ring. And then the combinations will change depending on what cards are next to it. So depending on the card that you have next to it, either on the left or the right, the meaning will change because you're combining all the cards together. I think you
Mhm.
would actually enjoy learning this because you said earlier that you're a left brain, so you like structure, and this
Yeah.
Lenormand is very structured, very structured. So I think you would
Well,
enjoy learning this. And I
I
know you
have a
got a
deck.
deck.
I should learn.
Yeah, you got a deck for the green glyphs.
Yes.
Yeah, so I think you would enjoy learning Lenormand because you like structure and everything. I think you would get along well with reading
I
this.
should do it. I
You
should.
should. You should. Yeah.
Alri So I have my coins here. These
Your
are
coins, yes.
divination coins by Zia Hunt. Um, Zia Hunt is like kind of the brand. It seems like it's actually by, let me see, it's Alexander something. Why am I struggling to find? Oh, here we go. Um, yeah, I guess it is Zia Hunt. My bad. But these are divination coins. I really, really like them. So I already had a yes no coin. If you've seen my like, I used to use the coin on some of my lives, but it came with this new one,
So fun.
and it's heavier. I kind of like it. It flips better because it's a little heavier.
Ooh,
And then we have these coins. So they are double sided. They they're made out of metal, and I got like the brass version. So what I did was, they kind of have some explanation. They came without like anything really. So I kind of pulled together the stuff that they had on their Kickstarter along with my own understanding of certain things. Like this is the sun and the moon here. So I kind of put my twist on that and how I feel about it. Here's another example. Here is the heart and then the eye. And more or less created my own system based off of all of that.
love
So the
that.
way that I like to read them is usually what I'll do is pull out like three. I'll put them either all in this bag and dump them out and do like the entire reading, kind of like charms, kind of like that, and just kind of see how they show up in order. And the way that I incorporate the yes no is kind of like, y- the yes is like a sign of needing to take action and have some sort of movement going forward, whereas no is more so of pause and reflect, or take some time before moving on, and then go through here and see how these relate or correlate to each other. So depends on what the question is and stuff like that, how I go about reading it. But this has been really fun, and it was something I practiced on my Instagram and TikTok just to kind of test it out. I feel like it's easier for me to test stuff on like random people than it is for myself. So um I just keep them in here, and sometimes I'll use them similar to my runes, where I'll just kind of pull a coin out, and it is, well, not, I usually pull that out, but it will be like a reflection, something that I can focus on while I'm doing like an actual full-on tarot reading or oracle reading, something like that.
Mm.
And I think it complements it really well in the same way that my witches runes do. And then my last thing I have are my bone set. So technically this came into my collection way before last year, but I've added stuff to it since then. So I do want to talk
Yeah.
about it. So I've added in these dice here. And then I've added in these two things. These two things are the newest. I won't go through all the bones. I do have a video about them, but I just kind of wanted to, show these off. I feel like they've been really great additions to the set and make it a little more well-rounded. I really love the dice because it kind of incorporates some more timing into it. It's one of the things that I could kind of do, but a lot of times it was just overall, and now I can associate timings with specific things that are popping up based off of where the this specific die lands in the grand scheme of everything. I can also get an idea of how difficult something might be, either internally or externally. I can assign an elemental association with it, which sometimes is relevant, sometimes not. It just depends what's going on. And then this one is representative of like the stage of what's going on. So a lot of times people will ask, like, am I almost through this thing that I'm describing when I bring it up? And if this is nearby, I can indicate like, oh no, this is just getting started. Or you're like, you're getting through this. You only have a little bit more to go before you can start to put this behind you or something like that.
Yeah.
So I feel like it has really rounded out the bones. I really like how I think that was one of the things I was missing before when I would give people readings, because timing is really difficult. I don't like to do timing in general, but it can give people like an idea of what to do next. And I think that's I know Apollo. I think that's really helpful in the bone set because it's such a general overall reading. It gives them just a little bit of something to hone in on.
Yeah.
So
I like that. How do you have like a specific source or something that you read on how you read your dice?
Some of them, let me switch back over. Some of them were obvious, right? So this is a D12. So this is obviously 12 months.
Okay.
This one is a D4. So this one made sense to be elements, like an elemental assignment.
Okay.
And then for these two, these are weird. They're D10s, I think.
Percentage, is it 0 and then 90 and then you have like the one that goes up to 10?
Yeah, so it's
one's a D10, 0,
the other one
D percentage. It's a percentage dice.
Yes.
Yeah.
So what I do is I use these together, and that kind of indicates like 1 through 49 is like the internal journey. Lower end is easier, higher end of that is more difficult. But once you get into the 50s through 100s, I assign that as external. Same thing, lower. So if you're closer to 50, it's a little easier of a thing that's going on. It's just something that's going on. Higher end is something that you might have more problems with in order to overcome it.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. And then this one is a D8. And this one I just assigned like the stage of the event. So this one is more so like when you can expect something to either start or stop, depending how things are connected. And this is where you currently are in it.
Okay.
So, using them in combination with each other, like, let's see, like say this is like an 8 and then we get like a 2, right?
Okay.
So you know that this is going to take a good part of a year to do, and you're only just getting started, so you can expect a lot of this journey to be ahead of you. So that's kind of how I put it together.
Oh, that's interesting. Because I just started. I just got my dice. Like I just got dice. Like I just got a dice set not too long ago. So I'm just starting to like try to like create a system. But I'm really liking what you're doing. So that's really interesting.
Yeah,
We're gonna have to talk about this more so I
for
can write some
sure,
stuff down.
because I have so I have 2 left in my set that I've not figured out if I will ever add it. This is a little big and I don't want, oh, wait, sorry. I forgot. I have a D6, a
Yes.
classic D6, and then this is a D20. So this guy is kind of big, and I don't think I'll
Yeah.
ever add it in because it's heavy as well, and I don't want it to break anything, you know?
Oh, true. Yeah.
But the last one that I have is the D6, which is pretty standard size to everything else, but it
Yeah.
didn't quite fit in, and I couldn't quite make it work. I couldn't think of anything. So I've just, that's the beauty with the bones, is that things kind of come and go in a set, and sometimes you bring
Yeah.
things in that don't actually end up truly fitting in.
Yeah.
So
True.
I will be curious, and we'll have to totally discuss this offline.
Yeah.
I'll be curious to see what kind of things you come up with those two, because
Yeah, because I've been saving things based on my research online, and
yeah,
like there's a bunch of different things that I've found on how to incorporate different sided, like number sided dice. So like I've been writing things down, but I like the fact that you use the D4 for like elements. That was
Mhm.
interesting. I
Yeah.
didn't even think of that. So like I'm like,
Yeah, I don't even know how. I think it was just like I did it based off of questions people would ask me.
okay.
And a lot of times what I would do is end up pulling tarot to dive a little deeper into the subjects.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, it would be really cool if I could get an idea of what possible suit this might be well represented in,
Yeah.
or like what sort of method you could use to overcome the situation, like, more air kind of thoughtfulness, or fire,
Yeah.
more passion and
Mhm.
creativity, that kind of thing.
Mhm.
So that's kind of where that came from.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, actually.
Yeah.
I really like that. I really like that. Yeah.
I'm excited to see what you come up with, because
Me too. Me too. Because I actually have two sets of dice. I have astrological dice, and then I have the regular
oh yeah.
D&D dice. Yeah.
Mhm.
So
I
I
thought
can bring in
about
astrology, and then
I
the
thought
other
about
aspect.
the astrology, but I
You
don't have
don't even like astrology.
I don't have a knack for it, so I'm like, why add it in? It's just an extra
I
headache.
know. I know. I know. Every time people in your live streams, every time people add like the astrology to their question, like, oh, this person's a Capricorn. I'm like, who cares? She's not even gonna add that into the
No.
into the
I'm
reading.
like, oh, okay, cool.
Though
Cool.
in my mind, sometimes I'm thinking when you pull the cards, I'm thinking like, Capricorn. The cards pulled. Interesting. Sometimes I feel like commenting, but I'm like, nah.
I don't mind if you do, honestly,
Yeah.
because
Okay. Maybe sometimes
I'm very
bring
open
it.
and honest that I don't like astrology. I'm
Yeah, I
not
know.
good at it. I know some readers are. You are.
Yeah.
So I don't
I'm not
mind
bad.
at all, honestly.
Okay. I'll keep that in mind for next time.
Um,
But yes, that's funny. That is hilarious. Yeah.
I mean, I do know, like, certain really high level things about zodiac, but not enough for it to be meaningful.
Yeah, I feel like everyone knows like basic stereotypical things
Yeah.
about the zodiac.
Like sometimes if people will say certain signs that I'm like, oh, I'm familiar with both of them. Like I know their elements, and like, oh, okay, I can sort of correlate which cards might be referencing them.
Yeah.
But other times I'm like, okay, I don't know what that is. I tried, but I gave it the good college try, but it's just not something that sticks with me for some reason. It's a lot.
Oh yeah, there's a lot to take in. Like there's a
Yeah.
lot of information. So I understand. I get it. It's like a thing that you could be studying forever. right?
Oh,
So
absolutely. And it's frustrating because, like, one of my friends is so good at it, and she just remembers people's charts. I can't remember my own
okay,
chart.
whoa, like, I'm not
Like,
gonna memorize people's
I
charts.
don't
Like,
know, how do you
wow.
understand it to the point that you can remember it, that you can just commit people's charts to memory? And I'm like,
Wow.
I can't remember my own charts. I'm happy that
Neither
I
can I.
remember my big 3. That's it. That's all I got. I mean,
Well, I do remember most of my chart, but sometimes I have to double check because I'm like, wait, but is that the sign it's in? And then I check and I'm like, okay, yeah, it was. But
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Don't ask me about the houses. Don't ask me about
I'm still learning all of that stuff.
I don't even know the planet symbols.
Oh, I at least the symbols I know for like the planets in the zodiac. I know those already. I'm still getting used to like the aspect symbols because those are different.
Yeah, they are.
But like sometimes I confuse opposition with conjunction sometimes
Mhm.
because they're like similar enough that you can confuse them.
Yeah.
But square is simple, trine is simple.
Those are words I've heard before.
Yeah. But yeah, the symbology for the actual planets and the zodiac, I know at least those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're way better at it than me.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah.
I wish I could because I really think that it gives like a really like an extra layer of depth, but
I feel like though you could probably learn tarot and astrology since that's not the same thing as um
actual
like reading
full on.
people's charts. Like
Yeah.
that's totally different. Like do you have the book Tarot and Astrology by Corinne Kenner?
No, I was like, I've given up on this, so
Because I feel like if you wanted to just incorporate that aspect and just learn what's associated with the card itself and just
yeah,
learn those kind of things, like I feel like that would probably be a lot easier
for
than
sure.
learning astrology as a
Yeah,
whole, in
I
my
probably
opinion.
could. I was just so disillusioned about the whole thing that I was like, eh. I'll probably do it one day when I'm not being a stubborn Taurus.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. Living up to your stereotype.
Yep, living up to the classic Taurus stereotype.
Oh, that's funny.
Well, that was everything. Oh,
Yeah.
I loved the conversation around the favorite decks, and I love that our favorite, like the how rare is it for us to like the same deck, let alone have the same placement for our favorite deck.
Yeah, and
So
you had quite a number of decks that I have too. I just didn't show them because I purchased them in a different year, like the
yeah,
Queen of the Moon, the Shaman's Dream, and
hmm
the Sacred Forest, and the Everyday Witch Oracle. Like
yeah,
I have all of those, and I love all of those.
yeah.
But I just purchased them in a different year, so we
It's
had like a
very.
lot of similar
I
decks,
was
in
gonna
my
say
opinion.
it's funny to see how widely variable we were in tarot versus how many crossovers we had in Oracle. It was
Yeah,
just like different years. So,
yeah.
but I'm much more open-minded about Oracle than I am tarot. I'm like
Clearly.
very rigid about the kind of tarot decks that I bring in.
Yeah, clearly, clearly. Yeah, tarot, I know that you're way more picky, but when there have been a few times with the oracles, I was like, really?
Yeah.
Okay, okay,
Yeah.
interesting, interesting.
Every once in a while I'm just like, "Oh, something about this sparks joy."
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of oracle decks coming out
Yeah.
this year, so but I know you're on a no buy or a low buy or
Low
no
buy,
buy
yeah.
or whatever. So yeah, I
I
don't know, but
I will be getting the Citadel because I officially kickstarted that. And
yeah.
then what was it you were saying is coming out in no, that's a tarot deck. The one that's coming out in August, right?
The unfolding path is a
Unfolding Path.
tarot.
I do
Though
like
she
that.
though she does have oracles coming out if you wanted to look at them. She has
Oh,
the
that's
crystal
right.
ball pocket oracle, which is coming out next month. I pre-ordered that. It was like really cheap. It was like 12 bucks
Yeah.
Canadian. I think it's like $8 USD if you wanted to get it on Amazon or
Yeah.
something.
And
And then she has
never heard.
her runic oracle, which is coming out in September. And I also already pre-ordered that because
Yeah.
it was $17. So
That's
like,
the one that I remember. I'll have to check out the other one because
yeah. Yeah, the crystal ball is just a fortune telling deck, so it's like
yeah.
yes, no, maybe. And I really don't have any oracles like that in my collection, so I
Yeah.
was like, oh, I want this
That's
because it's cute. It's
that's
only 13 cards, which is
and it's
fine.
pocket size, so it's perfect.
Yeah, yeah,
It doesn't take
exactly.
up space, so
Yeah,
that might be one that I'll consider for the year.
yeah,
Just trying to be mindful about not bringing in too many because I do,
yeah,
especially with Oracle, I am more free about like buying them than I am Tarot.
yeah.
Tarot, luckily, I'm picky enough that it's very self-regulating.
Yeah, true, true. What else is coming that I have found that I'm really interested in Oracle wise? Well, I don't think you have any of the Seasons of the Witch ones, right? From Rockpool.
No, I thought about it.
Okay.
Mm,
hmm Yeah, they
I
changed
like them.
artists. They actually changed artists. So Mabon and Inbulk, which are coming out this year, are from a different artist. And I did link your TikTok on the chat.
Oh,
I don't know
okay.
if Alana saw it, but yeah. Yeah, so those are
Oh,
coming out that I'm excited for. And then I did find a Green Witch Oracle deck that's coming out, which I thought
I've
was
heard of that.
interesting. No, it's not the
Oh,
one it's not the one that I have. It's a
oh,
different Green Witch Oracle that's coming out. It's coming out in December. It is by someone completely different. It's called the
oh.
Green Witches Oracle deck.
Embrace
Embrace.
the wisdom.
Yes. And this one looks really nice, I have to say. I'm kind of digging the art
This
style of it.
looks right up your alley, just
Yes, it
based off the
does.
box.
Yes, it does. I can confirm right now. It really is. And it looks really pretty. It's being published by Adams Media, which I don't think I have anything from them, though I do have the Mushroom Tarot that I pre-ordered that's coming out next month at the end of March. That is from this publisher. So I'm guessing I'm going to get to see what kind of cardstock they use and what the quality is like, because I don't think I have anything by this particular publisher.
Mm-hmm.
And I have never heard of them until now, so I'm kind of excited.
I'll be curious to see
It's
what it looks like when you do your flip through.
for this one,
For
the
either one, you
green
said the
oh,
mushroom one is
yes,
also
that one.
going to, yeah, just to
Yes,
see their cardstock and get your
yeah,
opinion and
yeah.
yeah.
How many decks do they have left? Well, they've done Samhain, Yule, and Beltane. They're putting out Mabon and Imbolc this year. They still have um what is it? Llamas. They also have the summer one, which I don't remember the name of right now. Uh
Uh,
Litha, I think it's called. And
there's
they have
I don't know how to pronounce the lunasad.
yeah, so that's llamas.
Oh,
The
llamas.
other
Okay.
the other the other word is llamas. I don't know if they're gonna go with that one or if they're gonna go with llamas, but they have Ostara still left. Ostara, Litha, and um
Llamas.
Lugnasa or llamas, depending
Yeah.
on what you want to call it. So they still have the March, August, and June holidays left to do for the Wheel of the Year.
Hmm.
My guess is that I would hope that they don't change artist again for the last three, because that would be really annoying.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yes, Mabon and Imbolc are coming out this year, and I'm kind of excited because I think this is the first time they've put out two in 1 year.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, because they put out Samhain first, and then they put out Yule the following year, and then they put out. Did they put out Beltane the same year as Yule? I don't think so.
I don't remember. I just remember suddenly they were all like out. I wasn't
So
keeping very good track of it.
yeah, but I'm excited for those. I don't know. There's a bunch of Oracle decks. I would have to go through my list, but there's a bunch. I share a lot of them most of the time in my Oracle chat, but
Well, I guess we'll just have to stay tuned for your upcoming releases.
yeah, upcoming releases. That's where I talk about all the decks coming out in a given month. So no, if you want to use them together, the art is not consistent anymore. So actually, a lot of people are actually bummed because they changed artists, because I'm assuming a lot of people actually want to use them together as a wheel of the year kind of work. But I'm not planning to use them together, so I don't really. I was disappointed because I prefer Giada Rose's artwork, but I'm okay with it. I guess I've learned to be okay with it. I'm still gonna get it. I do like the new person's art style. It's up my alley. So yeah, I don't. But whatever. We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see how it goes. I'm hoping they didn't change anything else up. I already know that in bulk is going to be 36 cards instead of 44, which I'm really annoyed by. But because all the other decks are 44 cards, like why all of a sudden are you changing it? But anyway.
That's disappointing.
Yeah, so we'll see. I don't know. But I hope the production quality is the same. Like they did the first three glossy, they better be glossy the rest of them, and they have gilding on the first three. I hope they keep the gilding process on the other ones. Like I'm gonna be really annoyed.
Look like a set.
Exactly. It's supposed to be a set. Like if you're putting out a set, why would you have different artists?
And it's fine. If you're going to change an artist, fine. Don't change the cards, though. I feel like that would be like drawing the line for me.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't know.
I guess time will tell.
Some of us have all been talking about it, and we're all like, but we're trying to like slowly come around to the changes that they've made. But,
understandable.
Anyway.
All right, so I think we have a good wrapping up point here.
Yeah.
So if you guys enjoyed this, make sure you like the video over on Syl's page, over on my page. Make sure you like and subscribe on both of our channels.
Definitely.
And
it's a must to subscribe to both of us. It's a must.
You have to. Them's the rules. So we'll be back next month. I don't know what our topic will be yet, but if you guys have any ideas, we're over on Instagram. Feel free to share some thoughts with us. Some
or in the comments below. You can always comment on the video.
I keep forgetting you can still comment even though we're not live anymore. Having a brain fart. So actually leave it in the comments below.
Do all the things, wherever. It doesn't matter. I'll answer my DMs if you message me with ideas, so it doesn't really matter.
That's true. But put them in the comments so that way everyone can see and spark more ideas.
True. That's very true.
I'm not sure why we do that.
Earthquake. I'm confused. I don't know.
Yeah. So, anyway,
cool.
We are going to get out of here, and we will see you next time. So,
bye everyone.
Guys.